back with Shanann doing her thrive bit, but those eyes aren't actually brown, they're hazel. But the bit that got me was what was going on in this little bit behind in the television. They do play some strange things on there. These poor children, what they must have watched. But anyway, I zoom in just to the TV. What's going on? That actually is a door. So it's this, then it has a door, and then it's a strange scenario which is happening. I mean, what are they? And actually, when Bella moves, for some reason, something is shining on that television. So I'm just playing it backwards and forwards. And I really don't know what they are. And in mid nothing, you know, like no time has passed. It's almost on standstill. That picture turns into a face into another weird face. But when you keep looking at it, basically, some weird things going on that television behind them. So I'm just trying to capture it to show you. But you can do this. Just slow the footage down. It's all you've got to do. And then you start seeing things when you zoom in a bit. Yes, you're going to lose a bit of the quality because we've zoomed in. But yeah, do you see those two dots? They move with Bella. I'm sorry I've done this before. This isn't just a case of the television moving and it's just coincidence. I've shown it before. There is something that they use the television for. There you go, look. It's probably them with their hologram. They are bright. The holograms are bright. And that is the person in the background doing their hologram thing. And it's showing up on the television. Something like that. But they do also move with Bella. That is someone doing the hologram thing. Because these things they have to hold are very bright. Because they're hologramming. It's something like that. Shanann hasn't said, yeah, there's someone else here. Do excuse the bright lights that might be shining in the television. No, they don't care about things like that. Because the whole thing's been made for us to watch. Anyway, I'm just trying to capture that bit there because it goes from those people and then there's a door, like doors in their house, and then we turn into these things, whatever they are. I mean, actually, if you look, there's a face on the left just behind Bella, then there's something going on the blue part, and then there's that other figure. There you go, look, it's them, green screen, hologramming, something. It just is. I love it when they pan around. It just shows the mistakes that they make. I hadn't realised that. I saw it, but now I see that there's a face on the edge of the screen, then another skull or face, and then the same thing. So I think I'm just going to play it one more time to show you. This one's got the triangle nostrils, so I'm going to put in the triangle nostril person. And I realised through this re-looking that they do have dark eyes a lot of the time, which is ridiculous, but those are hazel eyes when you zoom in, they're not brown eyes. And I mean, they just look like someone else. I wonder if anybody can think who it is. Because don't forget, there'll be half the other person and then half Shanann Watts. The template for Shanann Watts when they're doing all this. And then, of course, we have this person, which showed up on another video. I have to repeat it. That's supposed to be Shanann. That is supposed to be Shanann. Does it look like Shanann? No, it looks like a man. It definitely isn't a woman. And, You know, I wonder if it's partly because it is someone else that you know playing Shanann Watts that day or that bit. Anyway, so there is a face. The orangey bit on the left is a face, and you've got the blue bit, and then you've got the other face on the other side. But I mean, they're such weird. I mean, there's no way these are programs for the children. This is them doing their hologramming. Maybe what it is they've got those boards they're going dee da do do. It's to park the plane. Ooh ooh ee ah ah. No, it's hologramming or whatever they're doing to make the television program for you. Anyway, I'm sorry. Always something weird going on in their videos. Anyway, thanks for watching. Leave your comments below what you think you see in that screen. All I know is that there's a reflection going on inside where they are, which keeps going on the television. Anyway, we just play this bit one more. This bit that's happening on the television behind them. And I'm sorry, it's all. Someone in the house is reflecting on the television. Did Shanann say someone was there moving around with bright lights? No, they didn't. And as I said, you can see a face on the left just behind Bella. Then it turns into something else and something else. And I noticed something else which I'm going to add in a minute. I don't know what all that is. Really, I don't. But there you go. You can see them working in the television. And it kind of matches Bella. But even if it doesn't, they're still doing something on the television. They're using it. They're watching that to do their green screening and hologramming and stuff. Every time I record, there's got to be a message that comes through. I think every time I do recording, it could be quiet for an hour or two, and then I go to record, and then anyway. So eyes look quite dark and brown there, but they are hazel. I noticed that thing on the ceiling, that red thing. Looks a bit like Bart Simpson, doesn't it? But it's not, and it's part of their game. I'm sorry, they're using that to do whatever they need to do on through the television back. Sorry, I don't know what it is. Part of the hologram. All I know is they didn't notice there was some red-headed thing on their ceiling. Yeah, flashing lights into the glass. Yeah, right. We would notice things like that on our videos. That obvious, that sort of what you call it, present on the videos. We would notice. Anyway, just more anomalies. What is that? Thanks for watching.